First, we must clarify that sport is developed and managed at three levels: the local, the national, and the international. At these three levels, the country's sports bodies employ a total of about 70,000 executives, more at the local level, less at the national level, and much less at the international level, in a pyramid system, where at the top are the Minister of Sports and the President of the Hellenic Olympic Committee. These executives come from various professional areas and have various social characteristics. To do their job efficiently, they are constantly communicating with each other, but without a specific communication code, without shared basic assumptions regarding the management of sports bodies. In my years of teaching, the lack of common understanding has been evident, so I decided to devote the necessary time and energy to create something that meets every need in this field. In general, the global bibliography in the field of sports management and administration is extensive. Unfortunately, the same is not true for the Greek bibliography. From the 1990s until today, my colleagues and I have been working to strengthen it. We have written books, published in scientific journals, but there is still a long way to go. This book was written to act as a common knowledge base, as a communication code that the executives of sports organizations need to be able to work together and therefore be more efficient in their tasks. The knowledge contained in the book is not at all special and not at all difficult to acquire. Management is the science of common sense, but this common sense has to be in an orderly manner. Great projects like the Parthenon, great events like the Olympic Games, took place thousands of years before the creation of university departments focused on the subject of management. What sports organizations executives need to understand and accept is that in order to run a sports organization efficiently, they need to apply common sense. This is exactly what the book does. It briefly and comprehensively communicates simple common sense in sports administration and therefore saves sports executives time and energy from wrong moves. To a very large extent, technology has influenced almost every aspect of human activity, and therefore, the management and administration of sports as well. I believe that the more sports bodies use technology, the easier their work will be. The positives include the ability to monitor the procedures that need to be done, like registration of athletes, payments of participation fees, etc. A lot can be done. Undoubtedly, artificial intelligence is the one that will develop into a powerful tool with applications that today we cannot even imagine. Cases of violation of the European Union Directive on Personal Data, the GDPR, could be classified as negative. The book captures the current state of the management and administration of sports in the country. It is an X-ray of sports of our time. My reasoning was to create a basic framework of knowledge that everyone who manages or wants to manage a sports body should have. In this context, I considered it useful to include the forecasts of international organizations for the training of sports administrators, the historical review of the Greek public administration from the 1950s until today, a thorough analysis of sports organizations and the products and services they offer, the organization of the institution in antiquity and modern times, the contribution of Greece to the Olympic movement, the sport institutions of the country, the amateur and professional sport bodies, athletes and coaches associations, sport and local authorities, sports management companies and marketing, sports facilities, the role of mass media in sport, governmental and non-governmental cooperation in the field of sport at international level, as well as the bodies of the Paralympic movement. As in any other human activity, sports also have many positive aspects, but also many negative ones. A central role in both the positive and the negative is played by the administrative executives, whose decisions determine the developments in the country's sports. A code of communication with common basic assumptions regarding the management and administration of sports bodies is necessary, so that everyone does not act on what they personally believe is right, and thus create disharmonies that ultimately result in personal conflicts. A national school of sports executives would solve a major problem of Greek sports administration. Over the years, I have been involved in sports in various capacities and at many levels, and I confess that I have benefited in many ways. A basic belief that I have acquired is that sport is a tool for the development of the country, and we should take it as such. Years ago, I read that China organized a ministerial meeting dedicated exclusively to the development of sports. That was when the country started the attempt to be the host of the Summer and the Winter Olympic Games. If China did it with such a numerous cabinet, why couldn't we? Ministries and public services may well designate one of their officials as liaison with the Ministry of Sports and coordinate their actions in this way. This was also done during the Athens Olympic Games in 2004 and had excellent results. Why don't we continue it? That they found what they read useful. This will be a great satisfaction for me. In closing, I want to thank my distinguished colleagues who did me the honor of contributing to the book by providing a detailed text describing the organization they lead or presenting their research and professional work. I thank them very much.
Μη μου τον στεναχωρείτε τον Τζόρνταν. Έτσι όλοι μαζί μια καλή τσάτα. Απίστευτα. Τέλεια. Done.